The NFL draft is over. All the picks are in for the Giants. So, how did Big Blue make out in the 2025 draft? And did the players that they selected help to improve the team in the coming season? Let's get the answer to these questions. We're going to get it from the NFL reporter for the New York Post. His name is Ryan Dunleavy, and he joins me now. Ryan, how are you doing post draft?
Tired. How you doing?
I'm good. Probably not as tired as you. Tired, but not as tired as you. You had to do a lot of watching and analyzing and then after grading. So a lot's been going on for you. But Ryan, you put out grades for all 32 NFL teams. You gave the G-men an A for the 2025 draft. Pretty high marks there. Not an A plus, but you gave them an A. Why such high marks for the Giants in this year's draft?
I gotta say, Dex, it's been fun getting emails from people calling me a Giants homer, considering how critical I've been of them the last 6, 7 years. I don't think anybody ever would have called me a Giants homer. So I think that's how you know that they did a good job, because one of their biggest critics thinks they did a good job. So for me, it was a combination of process, which I thought their process was A plus, and I think their talent was good, maybe A minus talent. So you put them together, you get an A. And when I say process, I mean picking the best player available, Abdul Carter, not panicking and trading up too far for the quarterback, then still getting the quarterback on a trade up and giving up very little, two third round picks. That's a negligible amount. If Jackson Dart is good, it's a home run. If he's not, it's not that much to have given up and taken a swing. So, love their process, and I think they got on through days 2 and 3. They were getting guys, Scatabo, the offensive lineman, Darius Alexander. They were getting guys about a round later than I was told they would go. So it seemed like they got good value throughout.
All right, I think they got good value. Giants fans should be happy with the A. They haven't been happy with you, but they should be happy with the grade. And they now have their QB of the future in Jackson Dart, as you mentioned. But the question for me is, was Dart the best QB that the Giants could have taken at 25 and moving up into late in the first round to take him in this draft? Was he the best QB for them at the position they took him?
Well, there's no simple answer to this, because I would say no, because I had Shador Sanders as my number two quarterback in my draft rankings. That's based on probably 20 people that I talked to around the NFL over the course of 4 months. So I would say no, he was. Now the NFL would obviously tell you different, right? Because Shador Sanders was what, the fifth or sixth quarterback taken in the draft. He didn't go to pick 144. So taking the 144th pick at 25 would have been a disaster. You wouldn't have known that at the time, of course, but the NFL would tell you that he was the best pick at 20. He was the best quarterback available at 25. I would say no, because I got to trust my rankings and my sources. So we'll see over time. If Shador Sanders is really good, a lot of teams are going to look foolish, not just the Giants. And if Jackson Dart's really good, then no one's even going to remember who else was in his draft class.
That's a good point. If Jackson Dart is good, nobody will remember. But if he's not, they absolutely will, for sure. No wide receivers, Ryan, taken by the Giants in this draft. Was this an area that the G-men should have focused on here? And do they have enough playmakers going forward in 2025?
I like what they did. I see, like, if they took a wide receiver with the third pick, which they could have done, there were good ones available. A guy like Jalen Noel from Iowa State. Then we'd say, oh, they didn't focus on defensive tackle. Like, this is the product of being a pretty bad team. Is like you have a lot of holes. So like it's impossible to fill all of them. I think wide receiver was probably one of their lesser holes. They have three starting caliber receivers who all stayed pretty healthy last year, and Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Wan'Dale Robinson. They're all back. They've invested 12 million a year in Slayton. So I think you're talking about picking a fourth receiver who can maybe replace Wandale next year if you let him go in free agency. I get it. No, I don't think they have a playmakers. They didn't do enough to the offense. You'll read more about that on the Post website this week. They didn't do enough to improve the offense this year, but they had a lot of holes. They chose to go defense. They chose to go best player available, which happened to be defense, and I think they got pretty good players.
All right, yeah, you do think they got good value for the players on the defensive end there. Last thing for me, Ryan, who's the player that the Giants selected here in this draft that you're most excited to see on the field this year, and why?
Well, the obvious answer is Abdul Carter, right? Because he could be a game wrecker. So if he's getting, I don't know, 12, 13 sacks as a rookie, if he's causing forced fumbles, like people remember Kayvon Thibodeau as a rookie didn't have that many sacks, but he basically won 2 games single-handedly against the Ravens with a strip sack of Lamar Jackson at the end of the game and with a strip sack touchdown against Washington that helped the Giants basically clinch a playoff berth. So if Abdul Carter should be better than Kayvon Thibodeau, he could really wreck games. I'm excited to see him. But the fan favorite answer is Cam Scatabo, the running back, the fourth round pick. He's going to be a guy the Giants really needed. Physical, attitude, like a Brandon Jacobs type to Tyrone Tracy's speed. He's a guy I think Giants fans will really rally behind because he doesn't look to run around you. He wants to run into you, and you can almost hear the MetLife Stadium crowd cheering when he runs over like an Eagles linebacker or something. That place is going to erupt. So it'll be fun to watch him.
Yeah, Scadabo's a guy who wants to run through you. Bring back a little thunder and lightning running action there for the Giants that could be interesting with him and Tyrone Tracy Jr. All right, Giants, A in the draft is the grade from Mr. Ryan Dunleavy, NFL reporter here for the New York Post. Ryan, thanks for your time and breaking down these grades for us on the Giants.
Thanks for having me, Dex.